All right, why don't we go ahead and get started? My name's Phil Sewell. I'm the VP of marketing here at Intrinsic, specifically for today, apartmentgeofencing.com. And I want to welcome everybody to today's webinar. Whether you're an existing client, we thank you for your support. Or if you're a new contact, somebody who maybe we haven't even met yet, we appreciate you being here. We hope that it's insightful and helpful. On today's webinar, we're going to focus on streaming, and we have Brian Robinson with us. And Brian is our head of partnerships here, but he's also really a thought leader in the space. So we're lucky to have him, and we're lucky that he can sort of double as our thought leadership, our expert in this space. So glad to have him today. And then with him is John Yenks. John is also on our partnerships team, and he's going to be available to take your questions. Some of those questions he'll answer via chat. Others he might just hang on to and answer them during our Q&A segment at the end. We're going to try to leave 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes at the end to answer some of your questions out loud. So if you have any, don't be shy. Please send them in. And without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started? Brian, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thanks, Phil. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to join us today so we can chat about streaming TV and AI video. I know many of you are focused on budgeting and looking for some new tools to put in the toolbox for 2024. And hopefully we have some opportunity for you. So, what we'll do today is just kind of discuss where streaming TV and AI video really fit in the prospect journey. We'll go into the details of the technical aspect of how we build audiences, how we're able to deliver the TV commercials through the ad-supported streaming apps. I'll go into AI video. It's something that we're super excited about. We're the only company in the apartment industry right now offering AI video, and there's many use cases for that. We'll go through a few case studies, and then as Phil mentioned, feel free to drop any questions into the Q&A. John will be happy to answer any, or we can just chat about them at the end. So, where does streaming TV fit in your marketing mix? So, a little background on our company. Some of you may know our founder and CEO, his name is Matthew Kilmurray, and he comes from the apartment industry. He was VP of digital at Bozzuto in Avalon Bay prior to starting this company. So we are a company that very much understands the full gamut of the marketing mix for your apartment community. And we 100% understand that the majority of emphasis is at bottom of the funnel in your search marketing. That's where the key is. That's where your owners are asking you to find, what's my cost per lease. That's where, you're finding the most prospects with intent, and that would be with your pay-per-click marketing and your ILSs. But as many of you know, it's challenging. There's a lot of management companies using similar techniques. They're using similar techniques when it comes to pay-per-click. It's really hard to be found on those first couple of pages. Everybody's doing SEO techniques in their website to drive that organic traffic, and it's which of the ILSs do you utilize to get the best return on investment? There's so many different options out there. So, the kind of final challenge is how many people are really searching in any given market at any one time and kind of finding all these different options. So what we do as streaming TV is very complementary to search marketing. We are much more top of funnel. The idea is to brand your community, to make your community stand out prior to people getting into that search channel. So it's a way to influence their decision once they finally do get there on that ILS or hopefully get them directly to your website. And then when you think about video, where does that fit into the marketing mix? And that can be really at any point in the funnel. Streaming TV really falls in the awareness along with YouTube advertising and social. And as you'll see when I talk about AI video a little bit later, we found a way to make video really inexpensive, so you can utilize it across all facets of your marketing. So, not only with TV commercials, but with your YouTube advertising or new videos for your social. If you're going to try out TikTok in 2024, you're going to need a lot of video content, or on your Google My Business page or on your website. There's so many different applications and use cases. One that came up recently when I was talking with a client was videos for leasing representatives to be able to follow up. If you have somebody come in and take a look at a 2-bedroom, they're going to do their email follow-up. How about having a 15 or 30-second video about the 2 bedrooms that you can follow it with that email follow-up? So it's a lot of different avenues that you can utilize video in your whole marketing mix. So, what is streaming TV? I'm sure everybody that's on here knows exactly what it is. It's streaming apps that you have on your television, so you can watch whatever content you want. And streaming TV, it gives you the ability to reach 94% of households. It's also called connected TV in a lot of spaces. And it is the number one way that Americans are consuming TV. It actually overtook broadcasting cable last summer, and that gap has continued to grow. But when you think about the demographic that most renters fall in of young adults, they are primarily just using streaming TV. The thought of spending $150 a month on cable doesn't even really cross their mind when they can get a couple of apps that are subscription based, like maybe Netflix or Disney Plus, and then the rest of them are low cost or free apps that include TV commercials. So it's kind of funny when you think about all this technology over the last decade that went into cable and direct TV to create DVRs and ways to record content so we could skip over TV commercials just to have advertisers figure out a way to put them right back in our lives. And that's what we've done with ad-supported TV. And, marketers are seeing this as well. I'll show you some stats as we get towards the end. But streaming TV and connected TV is a big part of marketing in a lot of different industries. But it's really something that's brand new to the multifamily industry. So it's really a great time to take advantage of this new type of marketing. So, the way streaming TV works is it really gives you the ability to tell the story. You can put in all that awesome photography or video footage that you have of the property to be able to show the amenities, to be able to talk about the neighborhood, the community, the lifestyle. When you think about search marketing, especially with ILSs, it's a very templated environment. It's really hard to stand out. They all kind of look the same. When you're scrolling through that, the experience of going to an ILS on a phone is just scrolling through, apartment after apartment. Where do you stand out there? And then when you think about your pay-per-click marketing, you have character limits on how much you can describe to hopefully get that click to the website. So when you think about engaging in video and TV commercials, you can really tell the story of the community to your prospects. These commercials are unskippable. I'm sure you've all seen it. You've been watching your favorite show, that commercial break comes up and you see the little clock and you're like, how many commercials are going to come? But you can't skip them. So you get through the full commercial. We have about a 98, 99% completion rate on our commercials. And we have the ability to feature your property on over 200 different ad-supported streaming apps. So there's many well-known ones like Hulu, Peacock, there's live sports apps, but there's many others that people utilize because it has their favorite show on it. So it gives you the ability to reach those prospects where they are when they're spending time watching TV. So, TV's never really been a thought. Before we started offering streaming TV, it never made sense to even consider TV for your spend, for your budget, your marketing spend at your property, because when you think about broadcast, it's these huge DMAs. So broadcast sells by saying I can reach 2.5 million homes in the DC area, but that doesn't make sense for your one property. And when you think about cable, it's a little bit more localized, but you would pick channels based on demographics. So you really didn't know exactly who you were targeting, whether they're renters or homeowners. You're just reaching them because they fit into a demographics spot, and it's very expensive. And then who knows if it really worked? There's really no way to track it. But when you think about streaming TV now and focusing on TV now and focusing on streaming and apps, we can build really precise audiences. And TV is not going away. It's still a huge factor when it comes to marketing, but you can build precise audiences. Because you're building precise audiences, it's much more cost effective. So it can fit into most marketing budgets. We're able to buy programmatically. So we can buy where there's availability for your prospect, where they're spending time. And I'll talk about a little bit about that as we go on. And there's measurability. So this is one of the coolest things I think about streaming TV is we can put a website in your commercial, and we can actually tell you if a person watched your commercial and then went to your website. We can tell you if a person watched your commercial and then within the next 30 days walked into your property. So we have some attribution stats that we can really tie back to the TV. And I mentioned this again, it's just a variety of different apps that are available that we can buy on your behalf programmatically. So the key to this is the audience. And I'm going to talk a little bit about geofencing. I know today is a streaming TV webinar, but we are Apartment Geofencing, and we're the only company that's focused on geofencing. But basically what we do is to build the audience for the streaming TV campaigns. We can set up geofences to build that audience. So we can target your competitors. We can target preferred employers near your property, points of interest, like maybe a restaurant or a gym. We could target a college or a military base, and we can build an audience based on people going to those locations. And the way we do that is we're able to capture their mobile ID when they go through the geofence. And then the way we incorporate geofencing into the streaming TV campaigns is we have their mobile ID, and through what's called cross-device matching, we when they get home and their phone connects into their home Wi-Fi, we can then do an IP address match and connect to all the other devices on that IP address. So any computers, tablets, and smart TVs on that IP address, and we're able to show TV commercials specifically to that smart TV. So when you think about it, you have the ability to target your competitor, where you have people that are living right there in your local area, working in your local area, paying very similar rents to your property. We can capture their mobile ID and then show that apartment community TV commercials on streaming apps that they're spending time on. So it's a great way to really get in front of a relevant audience of renters that are right there around the property. Now, this audience may not be quite at the end of their lease. They may have a couple of months left, but it really creates that awareness for your property when they see how great your pool is or learn about your amenities while they're sitting on your couch, and then they get that notice with 90 days before their lease is up. Do they want to continue or do they want to come check out your property? So it really gives you a leg up. Another way is through site retargeting, and this is something that we're really excited about. So we can, when we set up the campaign, provide you with a pixel to put on your property website. And all the traffic you guys are driving there with your pay-per-click campaigns, with all the SEO work and organic traffic that you're getting to your website, we can then take that audience by utilizing a pixel and start showing them TV commercials as well. So you've had somebody that's engaged with your brand. You're going to be retargeting them online anyway, but now you can retarget them with a 15 or 30-second TV commercial, and then we can track if they go back to the website. So it's really kind of bringing streaming TV into the idea of maybe this is something that can fit into the way I'm doing my streaming or I'm doing my search marketing. So I mentioned this before, this is just a handful of logos, but we've really grown this since we started. We started offering streaming TV about 18 months ago, and this list, it tends to grow by the month. And we have a couple of different tiers because there's different costs to these. So we have that in there, but we can show TV commercials on Roku or Fire TV, which a lot of people have installed on their smart TV, where they have a bunch of different apps. So we can show TV commercials on those apps that are on the hardware that's installed on the TV. There's what we call fast apps like Pluto TV and Bravo and all these ones that are free ad-supported TV. So you just sign up, you're able to access the content, and then we can show TV commercials. But we've also secured private marketplace deals with many different apps like ESPN and DirecTV Stream and Sling and Hulu plus Live TV. So these are the higher quality apps are the ones that have been more adopted. A lot of these apps have a cost to them, but they still have TV commercials. So, we have some data towards the end that kind of shows the difference, but any of these apps that your ownership groups or your ops team is like, it'd be really cool if we could be on that. We can definitely have a conversation around how we could feature your property on these different apps. So we're going to kind of segue there from streaming TV to AI video. And this is something that we are really excited about. I don't know if anybody in the audience happened to be at our presentation at AIM that revolved around streaming TV, but it was really impressive. We were able to, with our marketing team, create a 30-second TV commercial during a 45-minute presentation. So AI video is the way to do video as we move forward, because the speed is incredible. And there was a reason why we really wanted to look into this. And I had mentioned not too long ago, we've been doing streaming TV for about 18 months. And we initially partnered with a video production company. They're a very large video production company. And we found over time that it stretched out longer and longer and longer to create the video. So it went from 5 days for the first version to 10 days for the first version. And then obviously our clients are going to want to make edits and make changes. And it went from 5 days for edits to 10 days for edits. So there was a lot of campaigns. We were starting with mobile ads, and we weren't able to get the video included until we were close to a month in. And it wasn't working for us. We didn't feel like it was fair to our clients. So when AI and Chat GPT kind of came into all of our worlds earlier this year, we started looking at how can we leverage AI, just like I'm sure everybody on this call is looking at how can I leverage AI and Chat GPT in my company to make things better. And what we found was we could do this for video, and we could really speed up the process, but we could still have quality video. So the AI video gives you the ability to have branded video. You can provide us with video assets that we can include in. We can include pictures from your websites, and you have the full editing capability. And another factor is we've created a lot of templates. So if your company wants to have a very specific brand and have your TV commercials and your videos all have the same look and feel, you guys can claim one of those templates, and that can be your management company's template. And we can create all the videos in that same template, so you can have a good brand identity across all your video. So how does AI video work? So this is something that I think is just really cool. So basically, we have taken outsourcing video to bringing it all in-house. We've grown our creative team over the past couple of months. And I'll tell you what, these guys that are creating these videos are getting better by the week. And it's impressive how nice these videos have become just over a short period of time of them, learning how to put these things in order and really put the right edits in. But basically what we do is we have an API into the OpenAI platform. Once we put your website in, and that's all we need to create a video is your website, we're able to pull all the images off the website, your social pages, your blogs, your Google My Business page, articles, everywhere we have images online, we can pull them into a folder. And then ChatGPT can read your website and write a script for us. So it can be either a 15 or a 30-second script. We have the ability to prompt it. So if you want the script to focus on 2 bedrooms or amenities or a penthouse, we can do that. And then a synthetic voice reads the script, and we put royalty-free music behind it. And then we're able to produce this video in sometimes hours, and then you can go ahead and make some edits to it. So I wanted to go ahead and share a couple of videos with you guys. The first is one of the favorites from our marketing team. This is from Kyroy, and this is a property in Austin called the Quincy.
Enjoy living on the edge of downtown Austin. The Quincy puts you high above the Rainy Street Historic District. And your choice of studio, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom luxury apartment homes, and penthouses in a class all their own. Work from home and take in yoga. Go for a swim or enjoy our sky lounge. On-site retail ads even more convenient. Your new home awaits. Schedule a personal tour of the Quincy today.
I'll tell you what, the Quincy had me at that rooftop pool. That was pretty sweet. Here's another one from Kane Realty. So the first one I just showed you from the Quincy was a 30-second commercial. So we had the option of 30-second and 15-second commercials. So this Kane Realty, The Line, is a 15-second commercial.
The Line, downtown Raleigh's newest urban apartments. Studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments offering modern features and industrial designs, first-class amenities, and an impossible location. Schedule your tour today. The Line.
And lastly, one of our clients, Wood Residential, has this one. I really like the look and feel of this template. This is the Atwater at Nocatee.
Perfect apartment living in the desirable Nocatee community. Beautiful grounds and resort-style amenities that inspire and engage. Thoughtfully designed homes providing a refreshing retreat. Schedule your tour today.
And as you guys can see, these are set up as TV commercials. But with the AI video, we have the ability to do 6-second, 15-second, 30-second. We have a lot of different options. So the idea with AI video is, yes, it can absolutely help with video production for the streaming TV. But where else in your marketing do you want to incorporate more video? I know Jessica Dinnan from Wood Residential just recently at Demo Days talked about kind of the explosive growth of video advertising. So it's something that we're all going to have to really start looking into. How is this going to fit in, and where do we want it to fit in? And, you know, we can be a partner that can help you out with those video assets, wherever you find the best fits in your marketing.
Perfect.
So, you know, one thing that we've seen, and I'll kind of transition here into kind of some case studies that revolve around streaming TV and connected TV growth. It's happening very rapidly. And then we can jump into some data on campaigns that we're running on behalf of clients and some results that we've seen. We're happy to share results with you today. But the trends that are happening with connected TV and streaming TV are happening really rapidly. You know, when you look at this chart of in 2014, 50% of homes had a connected TV, to 2022, 87 homes had a connected TV. So this has happened for a variety of reasons, but one is that the TV manufacturers are only making smart TVs. You know, every device that they make is just like a computer or a tablet that comes in your home. It has to be connected to the internet to be able to show the content through streaming. And almost all these new smart TVs include fast apps. So I know I personally have a Samsung TV, and I know Vizio, and there's many other manufacturers, but they have pre-installed content on their TVs. And this is a great business strategy because they are selling advertising on that content. So they're selling you a TV that they're making money on you because they're selling the ads on that content. And, you know, with the 87% of homes that have a connected TV, we're reaching just nearly everybody. And then we expect that number to grow as more and more people adopt the cord cutting and, you know, are exclusively doing streaming TV as the way that they're consuming content. And then this is important for us because we buy programmatically on behalf of our clients. And we do this because we're a data-driven company, and we feel like picking out individual apps is a little bit tricky because you don't really know where your audience is going to want to spend time. You know, we're building a pretty vast audience with geofencing and with the audience you guys are bringing online. So we want to reach them where they are. And programmatic spend is supposed to reach 27 billion with a B this year, and within the next 3 years be at 44 billion. So the opportunity is there now, and this opportunity is just going to continue to grow. So it just gives you guys the opportunity to put streaming TV as part of what you guys are doing. And then the last one here is complementary marketing to connected TV. And it's interesting that most of the complementary marketing is top of funnel brand awareness. Social media leads the way at 83%, display advertising at 78%, mobile video at 77%, and desktop video at 67%. So the trend is really moving towards video. It's just how you guys want to really make it fit best. So I have a couple of case studies here with some data that I wanted to share with you guys to show the results of what we're doing. So with streaming TV, this is up-to-date data. So this is for 2023. We are currently working with 249 properties that are including streaming TV in their campaigns. We have shown almost 4 million commercials on streaming TV. We have had nearly 25 walk-ins attributed to the commercials and nearly 4,000 web conversions. And, we're a very transparent company. So, we show here the cost per walk-in and conversion is at $28.65. And then I wanted to share as well the idea of retargeting streaming TV. So this here is a case study, and this would be different than the campaigns I just showed you that include geofencing as well as retargeting. These are retargeting campaigns only. So over 3 months, we're working with 129 properties that were doing streaming TV with a tactic. And we were able to see a cost per walk-in of $18 and an average of 13 web conversions per month for these campaigns, with a completion rate of 98.11 or 98.11%. So this kind of just goes to talking about the idea of incorporating streaming TV into that search audience that you guys are working so hard to differentiate yourself in. And then finally, our premium apps. And I mentioned this before when I was talking about the different the different apps that we work with, and there's different costs, but these premium apps are ones that we have private marketplace deals with. And we've shown so far this year 1.1 million commercials on these streaming apps. And that's resulted in 661 walk-ins, over 2,000 conversions, and about $22 cost per walk-in and web conversion. But what I thought was really cool here was to look at the data, for instance, with an app like Tubi. Tubi made its name with a commercial on the Super Bowl, but this particular app, 18 walk-ins, 181 web conversions, and a CPA of $8.44. So some of these are going to perform better in front of some audiences and some aren't. But it's really cool to see that there's a huge opportunity for return on investment with the streaming TV. So from there, I will move to questions, and I will invite John back, and be happy to answer any questions you guys have. Do you have any questions from the audience, John?
Yeah, it looks like we had a few in the chat here. They've all been answered. Paul had a good one. He asked if any clients have been asked about posting an ad during a pro sports event. It looks like Phil gave him an answer, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to elaborate on that one, Brian.
I think you're going to need to repeat yourself, buddy, because you were frozen there for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Paul had asked a question. He said, have any clients asked about posting an ad during a pro sports event?
Now, we do have that ability. So we do have the ability with buying programmatically to have commercials show up in sports events. So in specifics, Paul, we were working with a client, and they had a property near the University of Minnesota. We did buy programmatically on their behalf, but they did tell us that they saw the TV commercial for their property during a University of Minnesota football game. So there is the ability there, but when we buy programmatically, we can't buy space to go, we know we're going to be at this time on this particular game.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see here. Paul said, has the writer's strike affected interest in streaming viewership audience?
I am not an expert on viewership and audiences when it comes to the streaming apps. I would anticipate that in knowing how that industry works, it's probably going to affect it a little bit down the road, because a lot of that production's done way ahead of time. But I'm sure that there would be an effect on the content with the writer's strike.
Any other questions, anyone? Doesn't look like we have any more for now, unless Phil is popping in.
No, I think we're actually just right about at time now. It's 1:30. So I want to thank everybody who joined us today. And we have a recording. We'll send that out to whether you made it or not. Everybody will get one. And we're going to be doing more of these in the future. Watch out for an invitation to our next webinar this fall. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.